Gruesome Magazine.
Hello, once again, I am Doc Rotten, and this is Gruesome Magazine, where we review the very latest in streaming and video on-demand horror movies. Each week, my co-host, Jeff Mohr, Crystal Cleveland, Dave Dreher, and I will take a look at various spooky, scary, and gory genre offerings. Tonight, we are reviewing Lingering, which is streaming on SHUDDER. We're doing it. Yeah. We're doing it. We're doing it. All right. Let me introduce the crew so we can dive into this film. Oh my. All right. I always start off with the one and only Jeff Mohr.
How you doing, Doc?
Hey. Dramatic.
I just keeping an eye out behind me to see if old age is creeping up on me.
Yeah, well, I think it might caught up. Oh, snap.
He tops the bad dad pun. Okay.
Drop it. All right.
That's
where's all the corn? All right. Also joining us is Crystal Cleveland, the Living Dead Girl. How you doing, Crystal?
I'm doing well. It's
Jeff's cussing me. Look at him cussing at me down there.
Actually, I was noticing Jeff's like trifold flag in the background. That's nice.
No?
So
okay.
That red light. I'm really creeped out by the red light.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm still looking on the other side. Jeff totally has me psyched.
I can't believe he hasn't shut the door, because it's like obviously you're leaving the scary door open for a reason.
No, I know. If there's gonna be like, the long-haired lady coming down the hallway, I'm gonna poop my shorts. All right. Well,
my wife hasn't had her hair cut for a long time because of the pandemic.
All right. Well, what we're here to do is review a movie. We're reviewing Lingering. I'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to give our first impressions. We're going to discuss the film, and then we're going to wrap things up with our final thoughts, our score 1 to 5, and our favorite scene of this movie. All right. What are we talking about? We are talking about Lingering, which is playing on SHUDDER. It's available starting November 12th, 2020, from director Yoon. He's also the writer. The cast includes Se-Yeong Lee, Ji-Young Park, and So-Yi Park. I feel like I did okay with that. When Yoo-mi searches out her mother's friend at a hotel to drop off her younger sister, she falls into an unexpected mystery and horror. There's supposed to be horror in here. No, there is. There's actually some spooks and scares and ghosties and goblins. But this movie, South Korean movie, I actually love South Korean horror films. I just love the ambiance of it. I love
this doesn't have the same feel though.
But it doesn't have the same feel. There's something different about this, and oh my. All right. I'm kind of bearing the lead, but Crystal, go ahead and give us your first impressions.
I knew it was going to be because I said something, but okay. It doesn't have the same feel because it's not scary. I will say though, the movie is slow. I think that the little girl is about the cutest little girl I've ever seen, though. Oh my gosh, she does this like laughing. Okay, she's just precious. She's a fantastic little. Oh, I just want to like pinch her cheeks. The bunny is cool that they have, but that's about the best that we have there. It is character driven, and the story is there. It's long and drawn out though, and it all does come together toward the end. I guess actually what's interesting though, depending upon your definition of horror, since there's technically an investigation, some people would say this isn't horror. It's horror. It's horror. There's some murking going on. There's some blood. There's some fun deceased corpses lying around, which I thought were actually well done. I think people will watch this movie and think, it's worth a watch. It's entertaining, but it does not break any new ground. It's not scary, and it's definitely got a slow uptake to it. Yeah, but I think that it's shot well. I think that the acting is good. I think that it's a little dull.
You are so nice.
Really? I didn't I definitely didn't hate it. I mean, I've seen so many worse movies. So for me, I'm like, and I really liked like the rabbit mask reveal. I was like, oh, that looks pretty. I like it. I like it. It looks good. And I kind of liked the concept of the story, and I liked how the families interweave together. Um, yeah, I mean, but it's not scary. It's a little flat. It's a little maybe silly at times.
Maybe silly. All right, Jeff Mohr, you're up next, sir. What is your first impression of Lingering?
I think it's similar to Crystal's. I found it to be. I think there was possibilities with the story. I liked how it kind of ended up. When things started to wrap up, I kind of figured out what was going on. But the way it was told was just seemed really disjointed to me. I mean, you'd find people would have like some terrible fright, and then the next cut would be they're waking up on the couch, and I don't know what happened in between, and we never find out. Was it a dream where did they stagger back to the couch and collapse? I don't know. And there are dreams, so it gets even more confusing, I think. So that was the thing that bothered me the most. Plus, a lot of the stuff just isn't. It should be scarier, I
yes.
There's some possibilities there, but and there was just needed some work. I mean, there was a lot of stuff too. It was almost too dark to see what the heck was going on. Where I was hoping to see something, and I never did. It was too dark. So yeah, I usually like South Korean films too, but this one just didn't have any. There was no pizzazz.
No,
it was confusing.
Confusing and no pizzazz. You guys are being so generous. I did not like this movie. I really rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't get into it. I didn't care for the characters. The story was insanely slow and boring. It didn't ramp up any tension. It wanted to. It thought it did. It was confusing, and it just wasn't interesting. I feel like a lot is lost in translation. I feel like there's so much context underneath the what we're seeing that it means a lot more than it does. Because there's at times that it feels shot in a way like The Shining was shot. There's like
is it the hotel?
Right.
The place was cool.
Yeah.
The place was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like one time when she comes in the front door and it just felt like, looking at the overlook, and not exactly, obviously, because it wasn't set up like it, but it just had that feel because the camera was always kind of slowly moving and it was always very static. It was very, it kind of had a Kubrick touch in that respect, without being interesting. This was a slog and a chore, and it's rare that I say I can't recommend the film.
Oh, wow.
I would say just skip this one. Sorry, skip it.
Wow.
Well,
it
wasn't offensive to me.
Yeah.
But I kept waiting for things to gel, and it's just so confusing.
I wanted to poke out my eyeballs. I was like, "Oh, this movie, get this movie over with." Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
okay.
come on, get it. This is. Oh, I'm drowning here. Get out. Oh no, did not like this movie.
I love when you hate it so much. It brings me so much joy.
He's on a string. He's on a roll.
Yeah. He's like, I hated it. I don't know. I mean, it's slow, and it's kind of. I never felt like I was bored, though. I just felt like I was. It was unfortunate because there were moments that were obviously supposed to be scary, such as like the first time when she's driving and she sees the woman's head, roll off, and it's like, oh, yeah, that happened.
It's not presented really well either.
Yeah, and
because it's kind of like.
Yeah, I don't know why, but the location was amazing. I loved the hotel. I think it was so cool looking. I love like empty hotels. They're super creepy to me.
Okay,
Well,
so I did like the setup. I like the setup with there's this family problem. They're worried about the child. They don't want the child to go into the orphanage and stuff. So this friend of the family is going to help out, and then it just gets weird. And then gets even weirder, and then weirder, and just like, but I don't care. But I did like the hotel, and I like the fact that it was that she couldn't keep it up, and that the help was missing. What are they missing?
So people staying in the hotel. They were missing people staying at the hotel. There was nobody staying there.
Yeah,
not a single person. But that didn't stop the one owner's sister from wandering around with carts of sheets and stuff all the time.
Well, she was still just trying to keep. Well, they said they were off, like they were at a break. So
you're right. It was off.
No one supposed to be staying there, but I think she was just keeping up with it a little bit so that it doesn't get overwhelming when they open back up. That's what I thought that was.
You are nice. You are real nice.
But okay. One thing that did bother me is the little girl. We didn't get into what her father did or whatever as to why
she disappears for big segments of the movie. Like, yes, we know she's stolen and she's lost, but all of a sudden we don't hear about it for a long time. Anyway, the hotel bothered me a little bit because looking at it from the outside, we got this giant, like, circular building almost, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But at that beginning, they had these big, long, straight, The Shining type hallways, which I'm kind of like, where are those hallways? I don't know where those are. Looking at the building from the outside. Now later, they went with the angled look, where they were going around. The hallways weren't long and straight; they were angled, and they kept turning all the time. But anyway, that just seemed weird to me.
Okay, so
it's a ghost hotel.
Yeah, it's a ghost hotel. Let's talk about the spookies. Because there's some spookies roaming. The head rolling girl and whatever.
That's confusing too because they're not clearly established. Let's just be very real with this. It would have been better had the ghosts been very established, I think, because they're convoluted and confusing.
Right, and it feels like unreliable narrator more than ghost, right? It just
not
feels
to
like.
Me. I knew I felt ghost the whole time, but I feel like the ghosts weren't clearly defined, and that's what makes it confusing.
The only time
who was who.
Yeah, the only time I felt there was a ghost was when the girl, because all right, so the little girl was imaginative, right? As they called her, she lied, and of course when she sees the ghost, that's what I'm saying. They didn't play on that enough.
See,
I thought that was a great angle.
She's imaginative, like she's a liar, but is she? I mean, we don't know what happened with their father. So was she telling the truth? Which I feel like that what they did to the little girl bothered me.
Yeah,
they just ignored. They used that to ignore everything she said. They didn't establish why they said that to begin with. Mm-hmm. But that was their reason for just ignoring whatever she said. Oh, you're lying again.
Yeah. Or run with it. Do things with it. They just kind of. Yeah, they did it that one time and. It didn't matter anymore. Yeah. It was. I thought that was unfortunate because I thought that was an interesting angle. If we would have concentrated on the girl more, the young girl.
I think had they focused on the girl, well, that would have been interesting. That would have made it feel more like The Shining. I think it would have been successful though. And see, the hotel makes people go crazy, as they said. So I do think that they definitely took some little points from, but it's not like The Shining at all. Not really.
No.
Then they pull out the thing about the sister too. The older one that's supposed to be watching the little girl. They right away start asking if she's taking her medication, right? Or did I get that wrong? Is that the other one?
No. I thought that they were saying
somebody was.
Yeah. I mean, both. Well, we'll get into that later. But there's a similarity between some movies we watched this week. Yeah, because that's why I was going with the unreliable narrator because we didn't really know.
Right.
Well, when she brings in the blind boy, or the blind boy comes into it, even he made it even more confusing to me because apparently he could see and commune with the dead, and even he was like, there was a live one, and then one that's like maybe half alive and dead, and then one that's dead. I'm like, so who are these people? It's too confusing. They needed to be more black and white, like obvious to me, and I think that would have made it more interesting.
I just feel like there's a backstory to this that people that people bring to it. Like a familiar ghost story that everybody knows going into this in South Korea. I don't know. I'm reaching. I'm reaching.
No, that could be. But also, okay, without giving anything, I don't want to give too much away because I do think some people will definitely watch it. It's on Shudder. You should watch it. It's free. Come on. But they didn't explain why what was happening is happening anyway. I didn't get it at all.
I didn't either. I was confused.
That just was like, I don't understand. And why someone would go along with it up to that point, her, it didn't make any sense. Like catering to, very strange. That part was strange.
Yeah, it totally just
went off the rails.
It went that way. I was over here and I didn't catch up, and I just had to go on. Get out of here.
Yeah.
What's up behind you, Jeff? Any last words, Jeff, before we get into our final thoughts? Anything we're missing? What worked for you? Because you always come up with this love and appreciation for these movies, right? So there's a way to find some love.
Well, I'm not gonna go quite that far, but I did think I guess I'm not sure what Crystal was talking about, or you guys about not explaining things. I thought at the end they explained it.
To a degree, we knew what was happening.
Don't explain it here.
And that's why they explained what was happening, but not why.
And okay. She was crazy. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, it's a little. Okay. I think we need to wrap this one up. Let's go ahead and do this. What we're going to do now is we're going to give our final thoughts. We're going to give our score 1 to 5 and our favorite scene. But before we do, please hit the subscribe button down below. It'll help us find more viewers and reach our goal. We are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you feel generous, please help us out. Hit the like button, hit the dislike button, hit the bell if you want to be reminded of the next one. And
up there.
Yeah, somewhere. Leave some comments. The past couple ones have gotten quite a lot of comments.
Oh, really?
And
I need to check again, I guess.
Quite thrilled with them. Appreciate it greatly. Love hearing from you. All right. So let's do this. Crystal, you are up first. Your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene.
Okay, so like I said, it's on Shudder. You have Shudder. You should have Shudder. Watch it for free. Don't expect much, and you'll probably be okay with it. I'm going to give it a 2.5. And my... It's not that bad. Wow, dog. And my favorite scene is the rabbit mask reveal because I liked it. I thought it looked good. I was like pretty happy with that.
No, it was weird. They were weird.
Yeah, I liked it though. It was like, ooh.
Saw a lot of rabbits this week.
And that's it.
That's it.
And I'm done.
You're done. Wipe your hands clean. Jeff Mohr, you're up next. Your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene.
Final thought, score, and favorite scene. Yeah, I'm not sure I could recommend this either. If you're a fan of South Korean films, then yeah, go check it out. There's some interesting ideas. It's pretty complicated, but it's just, I don't know. It's not all that complicated in the end, but they make it complicated, and I just felt like the story was disjointed. There was a whole lot of stuff that happened that I couldn't figure out. How did we get here? Why is this person walking here? And then we're going to ignore that whole thing that happened yesterday, and now we're going to the amusement park. So it was just odd that way. I'm giving it a 2. And favorite scene. You know, even though Crystal said it was bad, I liked when the head fell off at the beginning. When she was looking at her mirror and the head fell off, I'm just kind of like, oh, here we go. You know.
You're only saying that because I just gave it to you. I'm like, here is your favorite scene, sir, served up on a platter.
I had to leave something for Doc. Right?
Oh, I don't know what to pick. All right, Jeff. Okay, let's just put it this way: Jeff's hallway is scarier than this film.
That is a fact. That is an absolute fact.
I'm just saying this film is. Oh my god. Okay, so the best thing about this film is that it's a cure for insomnia. If you can't sleep, put this puppy on. Yeah, babe. That's going to help you out. I did not like this movie. This movie rubbed me the wrong way. I can reach and give, some love somewhere. I thought the actors were fine. I don't think the problem was them. It was the story they were surrounded by that was just not there, and it was edited odd. But the cinematography was good, and the location was good, and there are some interesting segments. Like I liked when the little girl was hiding in the one thing, and something's there, and she has to dart away, and then nobody believes her. Right? That's what I was alluding to earlier. That just seemed more interesting than everything else in the movie. And maybe that's part of my problem is that I wasn't keyed into the right aspect of the film. I don't know. I'm reaching. I'm trying to make everything work.
The little girl.
She's so cute.
She was.
Oh my gosh. She's so cute.
I'm just trying to help.
She was fine.
I want her.
Excellent. I'm giving this a 1.
Oh my. That's not fair. That is not fair.
Out of all the movies we've seen.
This is one. I'm sorry, but this is one I want to get nowhere near again. I don't want to see this movie again.
Those movie gods are like, really?
They are.
Pow, pow.
Too animated. Favorite scene. Okay, without giving away when this happens, at one point, there's a person in the chair and a person on the floor with a bloody head, and they see the person in the chair, and it is just the creepiest damn person in a chair.
Yeah, and it's so awesome. It really is. That is effective.
That was the strongest visual in the whole thing. I thought it was just like I was like, get this thing away from me, and then something weird happened with it, and then almost.
It's kind of sad.
But it is kind of sad. It's just like I'm going to shut up now. That's what I think.
That's it.
I love Shudder, by the way.
I love Shudder.
I don't care.
Hey.
Even though I didn't like this movie. Look at that.
Where'd you get that?
Nice.
I ordered it. Don't
there
think
we
get
look at that.
We get swag, guys. I just saw it and ordered it.
So good, it's scary. Shudder video. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yay. Yeah, I mean
I'm like
Christmas is coming up.
Yeah, and Shudder's been so good to us, bringing such great films.
They have.
It was just this had to happen eventually. And was it? It's not. Was it Veronica? No.
Veronica was worse than this.
Yes.
By far.
Yes.
By far. Okay. This.
Did you give that a 1?
That was traumatizing. No, he didn't.
I didn't.
That's why I'm saying.
I didn't give that a 1.
I'm saying this movie did not
what
deserve
did I give that?
I don't know. You probably gave it a. Wait, maybe he gave it a 0.5, actually.
I don't remember. I'm going to have to go. No, you're going to make me go back and watch that episode. But there's been some great films. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. The lingering, there's no, it's just lingering. And Dave didn't get to make it, but he really went off on the title
I know. I can't believe we didn't use that yet. Yeah,
I know.
It's lingering.
It's lingering. Oh, Dave, we love you. All right. So I guess with his reaction there, he probably didn't like it either. We'll find out next week. All right. Crystal, Jeff, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Let's say good night.
Good night.
What's up behind you?
Gruesome Magazine.